Welcome to Tress Talk with Gerdie, your weekly dose of hair, wellness, and faith. We're just coming off of Thanksgiving, which is one of my absolute favorite holidays. I love being intentional about showing gratitude. Whether you celebrate with family, friends, loved one, or just by yourself, it's so key to be intentional about being grateful. That's the beginning of wholeness. I'm going to go over some quick tips and tricks on having healthy, stylish, beautiful looks to take you from daytime work to holiday glam. Let's take a look at holiday hair. So we have our first model coming to the chair, Miss Kim. Now, Kim has been a longtime guest. She has beautiful, healthy, relaxed, and color-treated hair. We're going to give her nice, full curls. And then to add a little pizzazz to it, we're going to give it a side sweep with a little bling bling. To achieve this at home, you want to make sure you have a paddle brush, a smoothing brush, a heat-resistant comb, an iron that's heat controlled, and you want to make sure that you're using heat-protectant styling agents in addition to getting some hold. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of a silicone, which is a water-soluble silicone. With the water-soluble silicone, you're able to provide heat protection. It's going to help seal the cuticle, and it's going to help impart even more shine. Just because we're trying to do it very quick and be able to have a really quick outlook, I'm going to lightly spray a little bit of hold, and then you want to go in and brush the hair again to make sure that you're evenly distributing the product. You want to part and you want to take rather large sections. And then you want to secure the hair that you're not yet curling away with a clip, like so. It's really a larger section that I'm going to split into about 3 subsections. The hair is protected, and we're gonna go through with the curling iron, and you want to be able to curl it as tight as you possibly can. I'm using a medium barrel curler. Because it's going to be a pinup, you want to focus on making sure that above all else, you get a curl or a bump to your end. Once again, I'm going to do a large section, clip away the excess hair. And then in this section, I'll do smaller subsections. A quick trick is that when you are curling the hair, you want to part on a diagonal so you don't have that line of demarcation. Bring your tool in on the diagonal, you won't have those lines. The key is in making sure you get the heat of the iron in to curl specifically the ends of the hair. How does it feel, Kim?
Feels great.
And if you want to maintain this style afterward, all you have to do is pin curl your hair, and you can take between 6 and 8 large subsections based on her hair length. If your hair is shorter, you want to take a few smaller subsections and pin curl it for style longevity. And if your hair is longer, you can take even less. You can take 4 to 6. The tools have gotten so much better that you do not have to hold the curling iron in the hair to be able to get your curl. Remember years ago we would curl and hold it. You actually want to keep moving. One of my favorite brands is actually GHD. which stands for Good Hair Day, because the company is intentional about maintaining the hair's integrity, and their hot tools do not get so hot as to cause heat damage. This is the first smart styler. It actually has 250 sensors on the plates that adjust the heat according to the hair that's within it. It's an investment, it's worth it. However, if you're not one that heat styles your hair often, you want to be able to invest in a heat styler that does come temperature controlled and that you're able to see the dial. You don't want one that just turns on and off without knowing what the temperature is of the plates. And like I said, Kim is relaxed and she has high lift color. And as you can see, she has a head full of hair. I always say relaxers are not the devil. It's normally the person applying it. You gotta be very careful about who you let do these chemicals in your hair. So for the front here, I'm gonna do a couple of extra just to give her a nice side swoop. She's growing out her bang. Okay, so she's all curled up. I'm gonna go over with a little bit of her shine spray. You do not necessarily always have to use an edge control using a heavy cream. You can put a small amount, rub it through your hands, and then as you emulsify, the heat allows it to begin to slightly liquefy, and you can smooth out the hairline with just that and your boar bristle or smoothing brush. So what I'm doing now is being intentional. I am applying some pressure to smooth out the hair on the side. One of your keys with doing a pinup is you want to be able to do what's called a foundation or an anchor. So as I brush her hair to where I want it to fall, I'm going to use bobby pins, the clothespins, to create a zigzag pattern. I'm gonna cross them over each other. When you cross them over each other, they lock in place so you don't loosen, the hair doesn't loosen over time, that it stays in place. And I will turn. So we just did 3 bobby pins, and I did a zigzag with the bobby pins. We locked them over each other, so now her hair is not going anywhere. And as you can see, I didn't finish pinning it, but we already see how she already has this nice upsweep. Some people like hair in their face. If you do choose to do that, you just comb it that way to swoop it over the face. I know Kim, so she doesn't really like hair in her face, so that's why I'm doing it off her face, but still giving her a little pizzazz right there. What I'm going to do with the rest of the hair is I'm just going to take a few of the pieces, and you can do this while you're feeling it to be able to cover the pins. So I'm taking just a couple of pieces, and I'm doing a pin curl with my hand, and it's okay for you to leave some of the curled ends hanging out, and you're just placing it and using, once again, the bobby pin to secure that over to cover and hide your anchor pins. Okay, so there's 2 types of pins after you do your anchor. When you're looking to just nicely place the curls where it's invisible and holding it, you can use your hairpins. When you want to make sure that the hair is secure and not going to move, you're going to use your bobby pins. The best way when using a hairpin, the open one, is to scoop it in and wrap it around the hair. You scoop it up and in to hold. You have the freedom, you don't have to pin all of the hair up. You can have some loose tendrils hanging, or if you want to make sure nothing falls out, you can pin all of it up. And because it's the holidays, let's get a little festive. We're gonna give her a little bling bling to accent her side sweep. Lastly, mist it with your hold. And you are ready to go. Holiday glam in under 20 minutes. Let's give it up for Miss Kim and her holiday glam hair. And she got the festive red. And our next model will be Gerdie. So Gerdie, she also, her go-to style is a nice wrap. She has a fringe area commonly known as a bang. For her holiday glam, we are going to give her a nice quick ponytail. The beauty in ponytails is that you can always dress it up or make it casual or make it very fun and playful. Normally to dress it up, you want to have it either mid-head or low to the nape. Because she does have a bang, we're going to work with that. And I'm going to part out her fringe, but I'm gonna change it up by having it give a side swept effect, and then we'll brush all the rest of the hair back. For this look, once again, you have your paddle brush. Your boar bristle brush is what's used for smoothing and to tame all of those flyaways. For the detail work around her hairline, I'm going to use a fine tooth rat tail comb, which will be able to help the hair to swoop. For products, once again, we always want to maintain the hair's integrity. I'm going to continue to use a water-soluble silicone to be able to smooth her hair and impart shine. In addition to that, I'm going to use what's called an edge tamer. It's like a styling stick. It's like a heavy pomade that's going to be able to lay the hair down and allow the hair to stick together. Lastly, we'll have some hold to go over and to seal the entire look. So I'm just going to part out her fringe. The beauty with our hair is that it listens to what we say for it to do. So you want to work with your hair and how it grows as opposed to fighting against it. So I brushed her hair out to detangle it and to get the hair to all come to the point where I want her ponytail. I'm going to give her a low ponytail. For this style, you'll also need a hair-friendly ponytail holder, aka a scrunchie. We're going to use bobby pins again. We're going to use hairpins. But I also have about 2 to 3 really long hairpins. That's going to be able to, when I'm applying the ponytail, to be able to get through all the way across and really secure that ponytail. Your main focus and intention is on brushing the hair and directing the hair how you want it to reach for the ponytail. So you want to make sure that the hair is laying and smooth. So now the styling wax stick is just to get the shorter flyaways. And this wax stick is my go-to, my favorite for styling short hair. And as you can see, I'm doing it on the surface of her ponytail. I'm not doing it internally. Once I do that, now I'm using the smoothing brush to make sure it distributes evenly. So once you spend ample time brushing and smoothing that hair and getting it in the direction you want to secure it. Once it's secured, you smooth any hair that may have been disrupted while you were putting the ponytail holder. Use your fine tooth rat tail. As you can see, it's smooth all the way around. So with her longer hair, because she has longer hair, one of the things that you can do is take the actual ends of the hair, and you want to make as tight of a bun as possible, because number one, you minimize any of the hair coming through your ponytail, and two, it gives you a nice solid foundation for a nice full ponytail. You can opt to do a braid, or if you feel really comfortable with wrapping your hair around, just wrap it as is. I'm gonna braid it to show you what that looks like. So I braided it, and I'm going to tightly wrap it around so that it can be my anchor for the ponytail. And when I say tightly, you want to make sure it's secure. You do not want to pull the hair. When applying your pins, even your anchor pins, you want to apply it in a way where you're going away from the scalp. You're putting it in and you're anchoring it up. So I pinned it securely. And then this is what I'm going to use to anchor her ponytail here. So I will be using our Beauty Boutique custom hair, which is, this is 18-inch body wave. One of the keys when you're doing a ponytail like this is taking your bobby pin, and at the midpoint, you're putting the bobby pin through, where that's giving you a nice anchor for you to set the foundation of how you're wrapping your ponytail. I take it, and I normally start at the right off the side, and I anchor it through the braid, not the scalp. So she's not even feeling the pin on her scalp, correct? If you think of a cross, when you first anchor your ponytail, you do one pin, one pin, one pin to give you that cross and to secure it. All of the initial pins are bobby pins, the closed ones, to give you that hold. Now I'm gonna just go around, and for every revolution, I'll do one pin. I'll alternate where that pin goes so that you don't have an accumulation of pins in one area. When I get about halfway through, I'm going to use the longer hairpin to go straight through, because as you start building with the hair, it starts getting thicker. So you want to be able to have the longer pin to go all the way across. Now, once you get towards the very end of your weft, you're going to take that hair, use some of your hold, run it through, or if you choose to use like a curling wax, or if you choose to use a little bit of gel, you can do that also. But you want to put that hold on that, because this is what you're going to use to wrap around the weft of your ponytail so that you don't see the track. You wrap it around, make sure it's pretty secure, and then you use your pin to get the end, and you tuck. You use the tail of your comb to be able to smooth out any hair that may have loosened or ruffled. Some light spritz, some hold through the actual ponytail, and then you're going to brush it to smooth it. So that'll give it hold. Just going to give her a little bump. And just slightly going from having the bang directly in her face to side swoop changes the look. Okay. And you give yourself one final shine. So as you can see, in under 20 minutes, she went from her day look to her holiday glam with her sleek, curly ended ponytail. So she's gonna walk into place with her little shimmy, her little wink. Let's give it up for Miss Deidre. And now we have Miss Talia. Miss Talia has beautiful, unrelaxed head of hair, but as you can see, she has full lift color, permanent color. For Talia, we are going to use my trusty paddle brush. Once again, we're going to use the boar bristle smoothing brush. You can use a heavy hair butter, or I'm going to use my wax stick to be able to smooth the hair, to lay it down. When you have a lot of hair, you want to take sections to be able to make it more manageable. So with Talia, I'm going to just do a part from ear to ear, brush that hair up, and I'm going to do another section that I'm going to gather in the back. So we're going to start off with 2 sections. I'm using the tail of my rat tail to be able to part the hair. To make it easy for you, the section that you're not working on, clip it away. Take, twist, and clip. Now for the hair that I am working on, I'm going to use my paddle brush to lightly detangle the hair. With detangling, you always want to start from the ends and work your way up. I'm going to use the smoothing brush to give more fine brushing detail. I'm going to apply the wax stick to be able to lay the hair and give her a nice smooth sheen and hold. We're going to use 2 ponytail holders for each section. Now that I have that on, I'm going to brush and gather, brush and gather, brush and gather. You have the option of gathering it center, or if you want to do something off to the side, you can do that as well. Really, whatever your preference is, however you're feeling. So I have that, a nice firm grip, but not ripping her hair out of her scalp. There are 7 different types of alopecia. One of the most popular is traction alopecia, and that's not an autoimmune. That's something that is self-inflicted, and it's through the constant pulling of the hair from the scalp. To make it more manageable for you, you can do 2 as I'm doing, or depending on how full you want it or how much hair you're using, you can do 1 larger braid. So I did 1. I used my fingers to twist the ends to lock it. Using her actual hair is also going to help with camouflaging the additional hair that we're going to add. So the back, we set the foundation. Her back is already ready to go. We're going to do the same thing for the front. Use your brush starting at the ends to detangle. Even though she has a lot of hair, you still don't want to be rough with it. Now that she's detangled, wax stick. So now, with the top section, something that you can do is I'm going to gather the hair in a way where it's going to cover the part, so you don't see the part. And I'm intentional about allowing you to still see the texture of her hair. I'm not trying to make it bone straight or slick. Now it's in. I'm just going to do one braid. So now once you have this, it's a matter of taking it, putting it in, and wrapping it around however you see fit. You're going to use, once again, a combination of bobby pins and hairpins. The bobby pins are what you use to be able to have that anchor and holding the hair down. At the beginning, you always want to do it in an area where you don't see the hair where it starts. What will help you with your control is as you go along, pin it to allow it to stay where you want it to stay, right? So you see we already have it pinned and it's staying. The key is making sure that you already have this hair pre-prepped. So that's just a matter of weaving it through and pinning it. If you're just starting out and you're nervous, I always say keep it simple. A quick tip and trick is that if you're not sure, an 8-figure is always an easy go-to, that it makes it look more intricate than it really is by just weaving an 8-figure. Just think of doing an 8 on the head. Almost done. We would have been finished. I'm being extra with the detail. Now, instant glam in about 25 minutes. With some pizzazz, added color to match her outfit that she will be wearing. Let us give it up for Miss Talia. Thank you for watching Tress Talk with Gerdie, your weekly dose of hair, wellness, and faith. Be sure to tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. on the Inspired Living Network. If you haven't done so already, I would really appreciate you subscribe to Tress Talk with Gerdie on YouTube. Tress Talk with Gerdie, your destination for hair, wellness, and faith.